Microphone check, testing 1, 2. Carolina Panthers update, testing 1, 2. Mic check, all good? Good? Let's go. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Report. Panthers training camp update for you on this Friday before we let you go off into your weekend. Welcome to the Report on this Friday evening for another video before we go off into the weekend. Even though it's already the weekend where some of y'all might be listening and watching. And almost the weekend here, depending on the time I uploaded this, I guess. Is this really important? Even though once you clock out on from work or get off from work on Friday, that's really when the weekends start. But we have some news on CMC Christian McCaffrey today coming out of Panthers training camp. So open your ears, ladies and gentlemen, and prepare to hear me out. This first article is by our guy, David Newton. Of course, no relation to Cam Newton. This is another quick one, and then we'll get into one by Augusta Stone. And of course, I'll put the link to both these articles in the chat if you want to check them out. The one by Augusta Stone is a pretty long one, but she highlighted a bunch of things. But I wanted to talk about the McCaffrey story that she talked about in the beginning, and we'll try and keep it short. So let's just start things off with the David Newton update. Starts things off by saying running back Christian McCaffrey showed his explosiveness late in practice with a long run and then a red zone touchdown run. It's important for the Panthers to keep him on the field fresh this season after he has missed 23 of his past 33 games with injuries. Regardless of whether Baker Mayfield or Sam Darnold wins the starting quarterback job, neither had a big edge Friday. So we got the Baker and Sam competition update in there as well. But I love the game plan with McCaffrey, keeping him fresh and having balance with him because he has missed a lot of games since 2020. His first 3 seasons, he played in all 16, equaling to a total of 48 games. And, like the article just stated, he's only played in 10 games since 2020 and 2021, missing a total of 23 games. They have to account for the fact that, he's a small guy. So it's really important because, even a guy like Derrick Henry is huge and built for the position, but it would eventually even catch up to him if the offense constantly just ran through him and you had no innovation on offense, nothing in the playbook, just the simple hand the ball off and hope McCaffrey can make something happen, or throwing the ball to McCaffrey in the backfield, or just lining him up in receiver. So it's especially important for CMC because he's a much smaller guy, for him to have that balance in practice. Not to mention, like I just said, he's not just a big part of the run game. Well, he's the main part, but also in the passing game. So you have to account for that as well. That's why this is important. The guy had more receiving yards than rushing yards his rookie season. So that there just lets you know just how important he would be to the receiving position as well. Article goes on to say having McCaffrey in the backfield with them is key. McCaffrey was back today after taking a day off as the team continues to make sure he doesn't have more than 3 padded practices in a row. Those days off are important, McCaffrey said. You've got to make sure you're doing things on those days off to get ready for the next day. So yeah, just because you're off, it doesn't mean you're off. Still working and getting prepared. So an off day doesn't mean, stuff your face with pies and chips and all that stuff. Very important message he displayed there. You still have to be doing the necessary things to prep for what's to come when you do get back. Because if you're not there as often as other people, then the days you are there, you got to give it your all. You got to give it all. Give it all. Anyway, that's the purpose of it. I feel great. But McCaffrey does have an issue. His self-proclaimed bougie dorm room at Wofford College is low on candles. So during his post-practice news conference, he asked if anyone has any candles or scents for his rooms. Let me know. And you know, I'm a vanilla candle guy myself, so I'll look out for you, McCaffrey. I got you on that. Anyway, now on to article number 2 from Augusta Stone. I will leave the link, like I just said, to this one in the description because it is a long article that highlights much more than CMC, but that's the only thing I wanted to touch on today, so let's get to it. An off day or two does Christian McCaffrey well. On Friday, he returned from a 2-day break, 1 day off for himself and 1 day off for the team. Chipper and strong, breaking free on rushes with the first team unit and turning flips in the end zone during a break period. I don't know if I want to see that. I don't know about that part right there. Don't be doing no flips and getting all Tariq Hill on this, especially with prior ankle injuries. But anyway, the Panthers star running back has been on a practice plan since returning from an ankle injury last season. His regimen includes a rhythm of off days between running at practice without restrictions. After going full speed on Friday, McCaffrey said he's feeling great. I think this is along the lines of the same quote David Newton gave us. I think those days off are important, McCaffrey said. You've got to make sure on those days off that you're doing everything to get ready for the next day. That's the purpose of it. So it's an off day, but you're still working. See, you said exactly what I said. You're doing a lot of stuff with the trainers. You're doing stuff with the strength coaches, strength stuff, flexibility stuff to get ready for the next day. But I feel great. And, you know, I remember those track and field days. Not only did we take care of our business on the track and on the field, but also made sure we went to go see those trainers to get stuff done as well that we need to take care of. So, yeah. Anyway, it's good news for not only McCaffrey, but his teammates who feel a difference when McCaffrey is on the field, wherever he lines up. When Christian's on the field, you've got to account for him. Wide receiver DJ Moore said, whether he's out wide, inside, in the backfield, it just opens up all the one-on-ones out there on the field. Having him just opens up everything. Of course, we got DJ Moore, our number 1 receiver. He came in the league in 2018, 1 year after Christian McCaffrey, first round pick as well. Head coach Matt Rule said McCaffrey likely wouldn't go 3 days in a row with padded practices, and that he's comfortable with the workload he's been given in training camp. Rule said McCaffrey often gets a lot of high-speed yardage, even on days he isn't practicing, which is part of the plan they've put together for him. I think the plan for him is a really good one, Rule said. The good news is that when McCaffrey is on the field, he's making those reps count. Yep, definitely. That's the end of that article, but definitely showing a good impression when he is there because of the plan he's on. So if people aren't going to see him as much, you have to make it count when you are there. That way on your off days, people remember the performance you had and you're pretty much earning those days of being basically part-time. Not really, but basically part-time. So when people see you, the respect just grows more because you're not half-assing it, despite the fact that you're not there as often. You're putting in the work so that when you come back, people remember that, and that's how your teammates grow respect for you. But that is the end of the video. I appreciate you guys for taking the time to hear me out. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more updates. And we got the preseason game a week from technically today at the time you're watching this. So yeah, we're gonna see how they stack up next Saturday against the Washington Commanders. So have a great weekend, everyone, and enjoy. When people see this, they're gonna say, well, he really wasn't a nice guy. He may have been a tyrant. Well, that's because you never won anything. I wanted to win, but I wanted them to win and be a part of that as well. Look, I'm only doing this because it is who I am. That's the way I played the game. That was my mentality. And if you don't want to play that way, then don't play that way. Break.